Love, like the silent laws of nature, remains unchanged, ever acting, yet not seen, and only in our changes do we cease to feel its permanence. Inspired by the Stoic reflections on nature and emotion. Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the deep and practical wisdom of Stoic philosophy. Today, we approach a topic that touches every heart and stirs the deepest parts of our human experience: love. Love, an emotion as old as time, carries with it the highest highs and, sometimes, the lowest lows. In this episode, we'll explore how Stoicism, a philosophy renowned for its emphasis on reason, resilience, and virtue, offers insightful and pragmatic guidance on how to manage and experience love. Stoicism teaches us that to love wisely is to love according to virtue. It encourages us to approach our relationships with mindfulness, preparing us to handle the joys and challenges of love with a balanced heart and a clear mind. Whether you're experiencing the thrill of new love, the depth of a long-term partnership, or the pain of love lost, Stoicism provides tools to enhance and navigate these emotional landscapes with grace. Join us as we delve into the Stoic approach to love, understanding how to cherish without clinging, engage without dependency, and ultimately, how to love in a way that aligns with the highest good of ourselves and others. This journey through the Stoic perspective on love promises to enlighten your mind and perhaps even transform your approach to relationships. So, let's get started and unlock the Stoic secrets to dealing with love. Chapter 1. Understanding the Stoic perspective on love. To grasp how the Stoics approach love, we must first understand their philosophy on emotions and attachments. Stoicism, a school of thought established in ancient Greece, teaches that our ultimate purpose is to live in accordance with nature through the pursuit of virtue. This pursuit guides how we should handle love and relationships. The Stoics believed that while emotions themselves are natural, we must be careful about how we let them influence our behavior. They divided emotions into two broad categories: those rooted in reason, eupatheia, and those arising from irrational judgments, passions. Love, often tied to the irrational passion of attachment, is a prime candidate for creating emotional turmoil if approached without reason. The Stoics held that the key to managing emotions lies in recognizing what is within our control and what is not. Our thoughts, judgments, and reactions are under our control, but the actions, opinions, and affections of others are not. Understanding this difference helps us approach love with a sense of balance, clarity, and reason. We can then cultivate healthy relationships that don't undermine our inner peace. Furthermore, the Stoics emphasize that love should not be based on external circumstances or possessiveness, but on the recognition and respect for the other person's character and virtue. Marcus Aurelius noted, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Thus, when we engage in relationships, we must ensure that our love does not become a form of irrational attachment or dependency. This Stoic idea extends beyond romantic relationships and applies to familial love, friendships, and even our love for humanity as a whole. By understanding that the other person's virtue and character matter more than their appearance or status, we can engage in relationships that are meaningful and supportive. Additionally, the Stoics recognized that love, when expressed virtuously, aligns with the concept of cosmopolitanism, the idea that we are all citizens of the same world. This understanding should inspire us to approach love inclusively and compassionately, not just toward those closest to us, but also toward humanity as a whole. In summary, the Stoic perspective on love is rooted in rationality, virtue, and a clear distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. By applying these principles, we can build relationships based on mutual respect and maintain a resilient, tranquil mind regardless of the challenges love brings. Chapter 2. Navigating romantic relationships with Stoicism. In Chapter 2, we delve into the practical application of Stoic principles in managing romantic relationships. To deal with love like a Stoic involves more than understanding, it requires action. One of the most important Stoic tools in this regard is the practice of maintaining objectivity and focusing on what truly matters in a relationship, the cultivation of virtue and mutual respect. Stoics advise us to approach love with mindfulness, always aware of the nature of our emotions and thoughts. It's crucial to differentiate between loving and being in love. The latter often involves intense emotions that can cloud our judgment and lead to irrational decisions. In contrast, loving in a Stoic sense is more about a steady and rational commitment to the well-being of the other person, grounded in reality and not idealized fantasies. One effective way to manage romantic relationships is by using the Stoic technique of reflection. This involves regularly assessing the health of the relationship and one's own contributions to it. Are we acting with kindness, patience, and understanding? Are we expecting unrealistic changes from our partner, or are we accepting them as they are, focusing on what we can control, our reactions, and our own personal growth? Stoics also emphasize the importance of clear communication. Openly discussing feelings, boundaries, and expectations with a partner can prevent misunderstandings and build a stronger, more honest relationship. It is important to remember that Stoicism doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather expressing them in a rational and constructive manner. Another key Stoic concept in relationships is amor fati, or love of fate. This notion encourages us to embrace whatever life brings, including in our relationships, with acceptance rather than resistance. This doesn't imply passivity, rather, it's about making the best of situations. If a relationship faces challenges, view them as opportunities to practice virtues such as patience, resilience, and empathy. Lastly, Stoicism teaches us the importance of independence within relationships. While it's natural to feel connected and deeply involved with our partner, we must also maintain our own identity and inner peace. This independence ensures that our happiness is not overly dependent on another person or relationship, aligning with the Stoic belief that our inner tranquility should never be compromised. By integrating these Stoic practices into our romantic lives, we can foster relationships that are not only loving and supportive, but also grounded in wisdom and mutual growth. This Stoic approach helps us navigate the complexities of love with grace and composure, leading to more fulfilling and enduring partnerships. Chapter 3: The Stoic Approach to Handling Heartbreak and Loss. Heartbreak and loss are inevitable aspects of the human experience, particularly poignant in the realm of love. Stoicism, with its focus on resilience and rationality, provides profound guidance on how to cope with these painful experiences without losing our inner peace. The Stoic perspective on handling heartbreak begins with the acceptance of impermanence. Stoics remind us that everything in life, including relationships, is transient and subject to change. This awareness doesn't diminish the value of love, but encourages us to appreciate it fully while it lasts, without clinging to it when it's time to let go. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, advised to love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart, acknowledging that while relationships are precious, they are not under our complete control. When faced with heartbreak, Stoics advocate for turning inward and focusing on self-compassion and personal growth. This involves practicing apatheia, freedom from distressing emotions. It is not about denying feelings, but rather understanding and managing them in ways that do not disturb our rational mind. This Stoic practice empowers us to view heartbreak as an opportunity to strengthen our character and deepen our understanding of ourselves and our needs in relationships. Stoicism also teaches the importance of a memento mori, the reflection on mortality, which can be a useful practice during times of emotional pain. Remembering that life is short and precious can shift our focus from what we have lost to what we still have and can achieve. This perspective fosters gratitude and helps us regain motivation to continue enriching our lives, even after a loss. Additionally, Stoics emphasize the value of community and friendship during difficult times. Reaching out to trusted friends and sharing our burdens can alleviate the weight of heartbreak. It reminds us that we are not alone and that support is available. Engaging in community and focusing on helping others can also shift our focus from our pain to the welfare of those around us, aligning with the Stoic practice of contributing to the common good. Lastly, the Stoic practice of daily reflection is crucial in overcoming heartbreak. By journaling or meditating on our experiences and emotions, we can gain clarity, learn from our relationships, and make more informed choices in the future. This reflective practice ensures that even our painful experiences contribute positively to our life's journey. In conclusion, Stoicism doesn't offer a quick fix for heartbreak, but a robust framework for dealing with it constructively. By accepting the impermanence of relationships, focusing on personal growth, appreciating life's brevity, seeking support, and reflecting on our experiences, we can navigate the challenges of heartbreak with grace and emerge stronger and more prepared for the future. Chapter 4: Cultivating Self-Love and Independence. In Stoic philosophy, the emphasis on self-mastery and inner tranquility directly informs how one should approach self-love and independence. This chapter explores how cultivating a strong sense of self and a deep love for oneself is fundamental in Stoic practice, impacting not just personal well-being, but also the health of our relationships. Stoicism teaches that true happiness comes from within, rooted in our virtues and the quality of our character rather than external sources. This perspective is crucial for developing self-love. It is not a narcissistic or self-indulgent love, but a respectful and caring attitude towards oneself, recognizing one's worth and the importance of one's own well-being. This form of self-love is about treating oneself with the same compassion, kindness, and honesty that we strive to offer others. One of the primary ways to cultivate self-love in Stoicism is through the practice of phikiosis, which involves recognizing our natural inclination towards self-preservation and extending this care to developing our rational faculties and virtues. By working on our wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we not only become better individuals, but also learn to appreciate and respect ourselves more deeply. Independence is another critical aspect of Stoic self-love. Stoicism advocates for a balanced form of independence that involves being self-sufficient in one's happiness and well-being while still valuing and participating in social relationships. This independence means not being overly reliant on others for our sense of self-worth or emotional support. By developing a strong internal foundation, we ensure that our interactions with others are healthy, voluntary, and not driven by neediness or dependency. The practice of daily reflection is vital in cultivating this independence. By regularly examining our thoughts, emotions, and actions, we can better understand our motivations and needs. This introspection helps us make more informed decisions, reduces our susceptibility to external influences, and strengthens our emotional resilience. Moreover, Stoics practice detachment, which involves not holding too tightly to things beyond our control, including relationships. This detachment does not mean emotional coldness, but an understanding that external conditions can change and that we must be prepared to remain steady and content regardless of circumstances. Lastly, engaging in activities that foster personal growth and happiness independently of others is crucial. Whether it's pursuing hobbies, career goals, or spiritual practices, these activities enhance our self-esteem and joy, contributing significantly to a well-rounded sense of self-love. In conclusion, self-love and independence from a Stoic perspective are about cultivating a virtuous character, respecting oneself, and maintaining emotional and practical self-sufficiency. These practices not only enhance personal contentment, but also ensure that we engage in relationships out of choice and mutual respect rather than dependency. This chapter underlines the importance of being internally complete to fully and healthily love both oneself and others. Chapter 5: Strengthening Family and Friendship Bonds. Stoicism not only provides guidance on managing romantic relationships and personal well-being, but also offers valuable insights into nurturing and maintaining strong family ties and friendships. In this chapter, we explore how Stoic principles can be applied to enhance the quality and depth of these essential relationships. A key Stoic practice relevant to family and friendship is the cultivation of empathy and understanding. Stoics emphasize the importance of seeing things from others' perspectives and practicing patience and tolerance. By striving to understand the thoughts, feelings, and motivations of family members and friends, we can respond more appropriately to their needs and behaviors, reducing conflicts and deepening our connections. Another important aspect is the Stoic virtue of justice, which involves treating others fairly and acting with moral integrity. In the context of family and friendships, this means acknowledging each person's rights and responsibilities within the relationship. It requires us to give as much as we take and to ensure that our actions contribute positively to the well-being of others. Practicing justice helps maintain balance and harmony in relationships, fostering a sense of mutual respect and support. Stoicism also teaches us to appreciate the present moment and cherish the time we spend with loved ones. By being fully present during interactions with family and friends, we not only enjoy these moments more, but also build stronger, more meaningful relationships. This presence can be cultivated through practices such as mindful listening, where we focus completely on the other person without planning our next response or allowing distractions to interfere. Furthermore, the Stoic concept of accepting what we cannot change is particularly useful in dealing with family dynamics and friendships. Every individual has their own character and set of virtues and vices. Accepting these as they are, without constant attempts to change others, can lead to more peaceful and accepting relationships. This acceptance does not mean tolerating harmful behaviors, but rather recognizing the limits of our influence and focusing our efforts on what we can actually control, our own thoughts and actions. Lastly, the Stoic practice of self-reflection extends to our interactions with family and friends. Regularly examining how we behave in these relationships can help us identify areas where we can improve, such as being more supportive or communicative. This ongoing self-assessment ensures that we are contributing positively to our relationships and allows us to grow along with our loved ones. In conclusion, applying Stoic principles to family and friendship relationships involves cultivating empathy, practicing justice, appreciating the present, accepting others, and engaging in self-reflection. These practices not only strengthen our bonds, but also enrich our lives and the lives of those around us, creating a supportive network of meaningful connections. Chapter 6: Embracing Love and Compassion in Community Engagement. In Stoic philosophy, the concept of cosmopolitanism, seeing oneself as a citizen of the world, plays a crucial role in shaping how one interacts with the broader community. This chapter explores how embracing Stoic principles can enhance our involvement in community activities, fostering love and compassion on a larger scale. Stoics advocate for an expansive view of love, extending beyond personal relationships to include all humanity. This universal approach is based on the belief that every individual, regardless of background or status, shares the same basic rational nature and, therefore, deserves respect and kindness. By adopting this mindset, we can approach community engagement with a genuine desire to contribute positively and support others. One practical Stoic practice in community engagement is volunteering. By giving our time and resources to help others, we not only aid those in need, but also cultivate our own virtues, such as generosity and humility. Volunteering provides a direct way to practice Stoic principles, reminding us of our interconnectedness and the joy that comes from serving the common good. Additionally, Stoicism teaches the importance of empathy in understanding the struggles and hardships of others within our communities. By putting ourselves in the shoes of others, we can develop deeper compassion and a more nuanced understanding of the challenges they face. This empathy motivates us to take action in meaningful ways, whether it's advocating for social justice, supporting local initiatives, or simply being a supportive presence in others' lives. Stoics also emphasize the role of resilience in community engagement. In the face of community challenges, such as natural disasters, economic downturns, or social unrest, Stoics remain steadfast in their commitment to help. They view these challenges as opportunities to demonstrate courage and strength, providing support and leadership when it's most needed. Moreover, engaging in thoughtful dialogue with diverse groups within the community is another Stoic practice that promotes understanding and harmony. By participating in conversations that bridge differences and foster mutual understanding, we can help create a more inclusive and supportive community environment. Lastly, the Stoic practice of reflection is vital in community engagement. Regularly assessing our motives and the impact of our actions ensures that our involvement is truly beneficial and aligned with our values. This reflection helps us stay grounded in our principles and adapt our strategies to be more effective in meeting community needs. In conclusion, embracing love and compassion in community engagement through Stoic principles involves extending our empathy, volunteering our time, building resilience, fostering dialogue, and reflecting on our actions. These practices not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to building stronger, more cohesive communities. By living as cosmopolitan citizens, we fulfill our Stoic duty to contribute to the welfare of the wider world, demonstrating that love and compassion can indeed create profound change. Chapter 7: The Stoic Approach to Love, Navigating Relationships with Wisdom and Virtue. Navigating love stoically is a profound journey that requires a deep understanding of oneself and a commitment to living in accordance with Stoic principles. At its core, Stoicism teaches us to approach life with wisdom, resilience, and a sense of inner peace. When applied to matters of the heart, these principles offer invaluable guidance in navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Central to Stoic philosophy is the concept of distinguishing between what is within our control and what lies beyond it. In the context of love, this means recognizing that we cannot control the feelings or actions of others, nor can we dictate the course of love itself. Instead, we must focus on mastering our own responses and attitudes, cultivating a sense of inner tranquility and equanimity regardless of external circumstances. Virtue is another cornerstone of Stoicism, encompassing qualities such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. In the realm of relationships, cultivating these virtues is essential for fostering healthy, fulfilling connections with others. Wisdom guides us in making sound decisions and navigating the complexities of interpersonal dynamics, while courage empowers us to be vulnerable and authentic in our interactions. Justice reminds us to treat others with fairness and respect, honoring their autonomy and dignity, while temperance encourages moderation and self-restraint in our emotions and actions. Practicing detachment and equanimity is another key aspect of navigating love stoically. This involves learning to accept both the joys and the inevitable pains that come with love, without becoming overly attached to specific outcomes. By embracing the impermanence of all things and releasing our attachment to desired outcomes, we can find a deeper sense of peace and acceptance, even in the face of disappointment or loss. Choosing virtuous love means prioritizing qualities such as mutual respect, understanding, and support in our relationships. It means seeking connections that are built on a foundation of friendship, trust, and shared values, rather than mere passion or desire. Virtuous love endures even in the face of adversity, as it is rooted in a deep sense of mutual respect and commitment to each other's well-being. Accepting imperfection is another important aspect of navigating love stoically. No relationship is perfect, and Stoicism teaches us to embrace this reality with humility and acceptance. This means acknowledging our own flaws and imperfections, as well as those of our partners, and recognizing that growth and progress are ongoing processes. By approaching our relationships with humility and a willingness to learn and grow, we can cultivate deeper connections built on a foundation of authenticity and vulnerability. Finally, finding joy in the present moment is essential for navigating love stoically. Stoicism teaches us that true happiness comes from within, independent of external circumstances. Instead of pinning our happiness on the success or failure of our relationships, we can find fulfillment by cultivating a sense of gratitude and contentment in the present moment, regardless of our relationship status. In conclusion, navigating love stoically involves embracing the principles of wisdom, virtue, detachment, and acceptance. By applying these principles to our relationships, we can cultivate deeper connections, navigate challenges with resilience and grace, and find true joy and fulfillment in the journey of love. Chapter 8: Embracing Vulnerability, Stoic Perspectives on Opening Your Heart. In the Stoic philosophy, vulnerability is often seen as a paradoxical strength rather than a weakness. It involves the willingness to expose oneself to the uncertainties and potential risks inherent in love and relationships. While vulnerability can be daunting, especially for those who adhere to Stoic principles of self-control and resilience, it is also a necessary component of authentic connection and intimacy. Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge the limits of our control and to embrace the inherent uncertainty of life. In the context of love, this means recognizing that opening our hearts to another person inevitably involves a degree of vulnerability. We cannot predict or control how others will respond to our affections, nor can we guarantee that our feelings will be reciprocated. By accepting this fundamental truth, we can approach love with a sense of humility and openness, rather than attempting to shield ourselves from potential hurt or rejection. Cultivating virtues such as wisdom and courage is essential for navigating the complexities of vulnerability in relationships. Wisdom guides us in discerning when it is appropriate to open ourselves up to another person and when it may be wiser to exercise caution. It empowers us to make sound judgments based on careful consideration of our own needs and boundaries, as well as those of our partners. Courage, on the other hand, enables us to embrace vulnerability despite the inherent risks involved. It requires us to step outside of our comfort zones and to expose ourselves to the possibility of rejection or disappointment. By cultivating courage, we can overcome the fear of vulnerability and forge deeper connections with others based on authenticity and mutual trust. Practicing detachment and equanimity is also crucial for navigating vulnerability in relationships. While opening our hearts to another person requires a willingness to invest emotionally, it is equally important to maintain a sense of inner peace and detachment from specific outcomes. By embracing the impermanence of all things and releasing our attachment to desired outcomes, we can approach love with a sense of freedom and acceptance, rather than clinging to expectations or seeking validation from external sources. Choosing virtuous love means prioritizing qualities such as mutual respect, understanding, and support in our relationships. It involves recognizing that vulnerability is not synonymous with weakness, but rather a sign of strength and authenticity. Virtuous love is built on a foundation of trust and openness, where both partners feel safe to express their true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. Accepting imperfection is another important aspect of embracing vulnerability in relationships. No relationship is perfect, and Stoicism teaches us to embrace this reality with humility and acceptance. Rather than striving for an idealized version of love, we can learn to appreciate the beauty in imperfection and to embrace the messy, unpredictable nature of human connection. Finally, finding joy in the present moment is essential for navigating vulnerability stoically. While opening ourselves up to love involves a degree of risk and uncertainty, it also offers the opportunity for profound growth and fulfillment. By cultivating a sense of gratitude and contentment in the present moment, we can approach vulnerability with courage and grace, knowing that true happiness comes from within, independent of external circumstances. In conclusion, embracing vulnerability is an essential aspect of navigating love stoically. By acknowledging the inherent risks and uncertainties involved in opening our hearts to another person, and by cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, and detachment, we can forge deeper connections with others based on authenticity, trust, and mutual respect. Chapter 9: Cultivating Resilience, Stoic Strategies for Overcoming Relationship Challenges. In the realm of love and relationships, challenges are inevitable. Whether it's conflicts, misunderstandings, or external pressures, navigating these obstacles requires resilience and inner strength. Drawing upon Stoic philosophy, we can cultivate the resilience needed to weather these storms and emerge stronger and more resilient than before. Central to Stoic resilience is the principle of recognizing what is within our control and what lies beyond it. In the context of relationships, this means focusing on our own thoughts, actions, and responses rather than becoming consumed by external events or the behavior of others. By accepting that we cannot control everything that happens in our relationships, we can approach challenges with a sense of equanimity and acceptance, rather than succumbing to frustration or despair. Cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, and patience is essential for building resilience in relationships. Wisdom guides us in making sound decisions and navigating conflicts with clarity and insight. It empowers us to see beyond the immediate emotions of a situation and to consider the long-term consequences of our actions. Courage enables us to confront difficult truths and to have honest and open conversations with our partners, even when it is uncomfortable or challenging. Patience teaches us to endure hardships with grace and fortitude, recognizing that growth and progress take time. Practicing detachment is another key aspect of cultivating resilience in relationships. While it's natural to become emotionally invested in our relationships, it's important to maintain a sense of inner peace and detachment from specific outcomes. By releasing our attachment to desired outcomes and embracing the impermanence of all things, we can approach challenges with a sense of perspective and resilience, knowing that we have the strength to endure whatever comes our way. Choosing virtuous love means prioritizing qualities such as mutual respect, understanding, and compassion in our relationships. It involves recognizing that conflicts and challenges are a natural part of any relationship and approaching them with a spirit of cooperation and goodwill. Virtuous love is built on a foundation of trust and mutual support, where both partners are committed to working through challenges together with honesty and integrity. Accepting imperfection is another important aspect of cultivating resilience in relationships. No relationship is perfect, and Stoicism teaches us to embrace this reality with humility and acceptance. Rather than striving for an idealized version of love, we can appreciate the beauty in imperfection and recognize that it is through our struggles and challenges that we grow and evolve as individuals and as partners. Finding joy in the present moment is essential for cultivating resilience in relationships. While it's natural to dwell on past mistakes or worry about the future, true happiness comes from being fully present and engaged in the here and now. By cultivating a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the blessings in our lives, we can approach challenges with a sense of perspective and resilience, knowing that we have the strength and inner resources to overcome whatever obstacles come our way. In conclusion, cultivating resilience in relationships requires a commitment to Stoic principles such as recognizing what is within our control, cultivating virtues like wisdom and courage, practicing detachment and equanimity, choosing virtuous love, accepting imperfection, and finding joy in the present moment. By drawing upon these principles, we can navigate challenges with grace and resilience, emerging stronger and more resilient than before. As this episode on navigating love stoically comes to a close, we reflect on the profound wisdom of Stoic philosophy and its application to matters of the heart. Through embracing principles such as recognizing what is within our control, cultivating virtues like wisdom and courage, practicing detachment and equanimity, choosing virtuous love, accepting imperfection, finding joy in the present moment, and embracing vulnerability, we have explored how to navigate the complexities of love and relationships with grace and resilience. In the journey of love, challenges are inevitable, but by drawing upon Stoic strategies for cultivating resilience, we can weather these storms with strength and fortitude. By recognizing that true happiness comes from within, independent of external circumstances, we can find fulfillment and contentment in the present moment, regardless of our relationship status. And by embracing vulnerability and authenticity, we can forge deeper connections with others based on trust, mutual respect, and genuine human connection. As we continue on our journey, may we carry with us the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, using it to navigate the highs and lows of love with grace, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to living a life of virtue and integrity.